man on the TV said that Christians are under attack and must stick together and fight back for their religious rights.
Grandpa Joe, does Jesus would want Christians to stick together to fight against non-Christians?
What do you mean when you say Christians and non-Christians?
I never thought about that.
I guess Christians are the people who say they believe in Jesus and follow that Bible.
Did you know that Jesus taught about this very thing in the Gospels?
Well, what did he say?
Jesus said that not everyone who says they follow him or call him Lord will enter the kingdom of heaven.
Matthew 7:21-24 Not everyone who says to me, Lord, Lord, will enter the kingdom of heaven, but only the one who does the will of my Father who is in heaven. Many will say to me on that day, Lord, Lord, did we not prophesy in your name, and in your name drive out demons, and in your name perform many miracles? Then I will tell them plainly, I never knew you. Away from me, you evildoers. Therefore everyone who hears these words of mine and puts them into practice is like a wise man who built his house on the rock. Matthew 7:26 But everyone who hears these words of mine and does not put them into practice is like a foolish man who built his house on sand.
I don't get it.
Jesus is teaching us that to just call him Lord and say do things in his name is not enough to truly be one of his followers and enter into the kingdom of heaven.
It's not. What is?
He taught us, only the one who does the will of my Father who is in heaven and those who hear his words and puts them into practice.
So, his Father is God. What is God's will?
Jesus taught us that, too. It all starts with what Jesus taught us were the most important commandments.
Matthew 22:34-40 Love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your mind. This is the first and greatest commandment, and the second is like it, love your neighbor as yourself. All the law and the prophets hang on these two commandments.
So doing God's will is loving God and loving your neighbor.
It all starts there. So, as far as sticking together with Christians to fight non-Christians, be careful you're not going with the many who Jesus warned us would just say they're Christians.
Jesus taught us to do things that show we love God and love our neighbors. If you go with a heart full of anger or hate to fight anyone, you break what Jesus said were the most important commandments to follow.
So, reach out with hearts full of love to those you think are non-Christian or against Christians.